Hi, welcome to Anatomy with Mo. Today we'll be talking about the ventricular system of the brain. The ventricular system of the brain has a region called the choroid plexus, and the choroid plexus has cells called the ependymal cells that produce CSF, which we call cerebral spinal fluid, which bathes the brain. So this region of the region is known as the lateral ventricle here. CSF is traveled down to your third ventricle by your foramen of Monro. From the third ventricle, it travels down to your fourth ventricle by this region known as the cerebral aqueduct. From the fourth ventricle, it bathes the spinal cord via this region known as the central canal. The lateral ventricle itself has different regions. This region is known as the anterior horn, or you could call it the frontal horn. This region here is known as the occipital horn, or you could call it the posterior horn. And this region here is known as the inferior horn, or we could call it the temporal horn. So the third ventricle has different recesses. This region is known as the supraoptic recess. This is known as the infundibulum recess, and this region here is known as the pineal recess. In the middle here, we've got something called the interthalamic adhesion. So interthalamic adhesion is a bundle of fibers that connect your bilateral thalami. Clinical relevance. When there's too much CSF produced, it could lead to a condition called hydrocephalus. So hydrocephalus has to be treated neurosurgically by using a VP shunt, ventricular peritoneal shunt, where the surgeon will use a shunt inserted into the lateral ventricles, and it is the CSF, extra CSF which is produced, goes down into the peritoneum. Thank you for watching.